Hello my good students, welcome back to the second part of our Napoleon Total War series with the Darth mod activated. We are playing as Austria, fending back Napoleon's advances on us since we declared war on him as part of the third coalition against him in 1805. 1805, as I'm sure you'll know, is quite the year for Austria. Massive defeat at Austerlitz in, I believe, October of that year, after we joined up with our Russian allies and met Napoleon at Pratzen Heights and went for that very, very weak right flank, of course. So we're going to try and avoid doing that, of course, in this series. But like Napoleon, we are going to be looking for a decisive battle. So let's just jump in and see where we left off from last time, eh? Okay, there we are, exactly where we left off. Where we have defeated Jean-André Massena over there. And we have lost a fair amount of troops, mostly our cavalry, of course. We do need to get out of range of this Italian army here, guarding Milan for Napoleon here. I don't know if I believe Napoleon did, of course, unify Italy. Let's have a look. Who's the current king of Italy? Eugene, yeah, that would be relative to Napoleon himself. So yeah, it is unified under him. Technically, there should really be vassals diplomatically in this game, but not to worry there. So our biggest threat at the moment is this small but somewhat on the elite side army, at least compared to our troops. That's guarding Munich. What we really want to do over here is, before we go anywhere with contesting that, we want to double check with our spy here that there's nothing about trying to back that up, and it doesn't appear to be the case actually. So we could try and go straight in for that actually. Now would really be the time. However, if we keep them here, they're likely going to be reinforced by the garrisoning armed citizenry here. And while armed citizenry aren't necessarily good at all, it's still reinforcing troops for us to think about. So we might see how that moves. I am thinking they're going to try and threaten the Tyrol here. And I think before we retreat with this particular army, we might want to try and get rid of this Württemberg army, which will try and take the Tyrol itself, and it will keep raiding us there, and that'll be money spent constantly trying to sort that out there. Otherwise, we are starting to build up a secondary army over here, rather full of skirmishers at the moment. We'll see what we want to do with that. We absolutely want to fill most of this out with line infantry here. Do we have anything in reserve over here? We have some more skirmishers. We do have some Hungarian Fusiliers though, and Belgrade is looking absolutely open so far. We don't have any second spies to have a look at that, unfortunately, so we will be going in rather blind there. But we do want to move on to the Ottomans as soon as possible. Are we recruiting anything here? No, we're not. We should start making some, or recruiting some, Swiss grenadiers and Swiss line, but the Swiss line, as you might just be able to see the tiny text, we're limited to a maximum of 4 of those, and with the grenadiers we're limited to a maximum of 3, which is nothing. You know, it's better than what we've got otherwise. It will be a tad more expensive. I do want to start recruiting over here. We'll run out our coffers for this turn. We'll get 2 more Fusiliers here, and we'll check. We are on 8.4 thousand income per turn. I'm just going to double check our... Okay, so our government popularity is actually good. I remember noting that that was particularly low previously, but it is on the increase, which means that we can keep our extremely high nobility tax stable there. It is saying that we're not particularly popular in a few areas, but that's absolutely fine. It is fairly neutral. Should be able to keep on top of that okay. And if it does get out of order, we will just have to lower taxes there. So what do we want to do for this turn? We want really to try and take this, I think, but we'll see how they move. Don't want them to garrison inside that. How much movement do we have here? Can we go in, do you reckon, and retreat if possible? Looks like we should be able to there. We do have more movement than is needed. So before we do that, I'm just going to have a look at our diplomatic options. We do have the mission to create an alliance with the Kingdom of Prussia, so we're going to go for that, but we're also going to see if we can help our technology out a bit. They actually have public schooling. I wonder if we can trade something for that. How long is it actually going to take for public schooling? It's going to take 6 turns for public schooling. That is massive, so we can absolutely ask for that. We can probably trade a technology of our own through request alliance, give them the national debt, and we'll take public schooling, see what they say. Absolutely brilliant. That's also give us another 1,000 income because that's succeeded, and that was the reward for our mission. Brilliant stuff. So that's public schooling done, and that's 10% to our technology research rate. That should also give us a gentleman perhaps at the next turn. So what do we want to do now? We really need to upgrade our military, I think, because what I would love to get is Army Corps Organisation, which gives us -5% upkeep costs for all units, which is amazing. Army Corps Organisation, funnily enough, is something Napoleon himself brought in. So he split his massive army, the Grande Armée, into smaller corps, which moved across multiple roads, allowing them to move quicker, and they unify fairly quickly when a large battle took place, as I'm sure you all know. But I also want logistics, because we get more movement range and we get a little bit more to our replenishment rate, and it says 2%, but it will really be noticeable. Trust me, that is massive. However, we do need to go for conscription first, and that will lower our public happiness from the lower classes there. It's not necessarily a good thing, but I have a very spicy tactic in mind for using our poor public order to our advantage later. Could also go for national census, which reduces administration costs, that's recruitment costs by another word, and it will increase our global tax by 2%, which isn't necessarily bad either. Could go for classical economics, which increases our generated wealth by 3% and then lets us upgrade our market buildings. Once again, we'll get increased clamour for reform, reducing our happiness. But I think we really need to go for conscription and get this rolling. Not going to go for diamond formation, not too worried about that. Carronade, we're neglecting our navy at the moment, don't need that. So just double check that's gone through. Absolutely has, brilliant. We do want to upgrade our school at some point. So, alrighty, I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to try and take this battle now. Yep, and the militia is not joining them, so this is the best time to take this in open battle. Can't get a map preview, unfortunately. That's absolutely fine. Let's just ruddy go. Wish us luck. Okay, so we have a very interesting battlefield here. What we're going to try and do is use the lay of the land to our advantage, as you absolutely should do. We have a very slight incline here, a very slight plateau in these trees here, which will give us some cover if we use that correctly. But it looks like there's just too much of a weird incline to use that properly. We're going to move up anyway, try and make use of that. We can fall back inside those trees if needed. The idea of this is that we're going to try and bring the French to one side. Going to try and bring them to our right side here, where we will absolutely hammer them. And the hammer we're using is, I've misplaced this particular group, unfortunately. That's a massive mistake. So what we're going to do is use our light infantry in one massive group, backed up by our cavalry here. And they're going to curl round onto the enemy, and what's called the hammer tactic in the old multiplayer days, whereby, like I said, you take your Jaegers, your skirmishers here, and they use their extended range and accuracy to pummel a single unit of infantry at a time and move on to the next. We're going to protect them with our cavalry there, so that if we do get threatened by enemy cavalry, we should be able to take that fairly handily. So let's move up into position. I shall see you in a second. Alrighty, so we're now in position and we can see the enemy cavalry, their French hussars. Very heavy cavalry by the looks of it, are coming in to meet our own. But we do have our skirmishers hidden in these trees to try and deal with them. Just probably, they can fire in pretty much any direction, I'm pretty sure. See if they open fire. They are on fire at will. Give them an actual order there. Not always the best in this game. They are firing out. Should be brilliant there. Already a fair few downed, actually. Look at that. Very, very nice indeed. Looks like we are taking a bit of friendly fire, perhaps. Need to really sort out a formation then, if that's the case. Let's come back a little bit there. They're coming right into our lines here, rather than go straight for our light infantry, which is absolutely brilliant. Let's just double time it to turn around and face them. Did mismanage that a tad. Well, if we've got Chasseur Cheval, we're going to take on these. That's their acting general. So if we get rid of him, they will suffer a massive morale penalty. And they're just walking straight into our lines of fire here. That is absolutely amazing. That's exactly what we want. Not even charging, just... Come on, guys, you can do this. We should absolutely square, but no, they are retreating, funnily enough. Brilliant stuff there. We are going to try and get these Chasseur Cheval from two sides. Try and rear charge them, and we're going to bring in our skirmishers to help out with those, actually. So now that we've dealt with that, we can curve round the rest of our force over here to help out with our skirmishers. Now, having said that, let's just about face very quickly here. Double time it, guys. You may have to square to fend off the second charge. Let's bring out our cavalry from here so our skirmishers can shoot in. I'm going to shoot these in the back and they're going to rout off once again. That is absolutely brilliant there. You can see on the retreat here, our morale just plummeting there with our cavalry. We should be able to now, yep, let's halt here, I think, with these groups. Yeah, they're just in range. I should be getting the enemy Chasseur Cheval very, very nicely there. Don't want to pursue the rest of this cavalry just at the moment. Going to come out with our own cavalry here so they don't rout off and get hit by our own troops. And we have slain their acting general, which is brilliant for us. Absolutely amazing. Look at that. Oh, kind of like the hats they're wearing as well. That is amazing. Very, very fancy. So that's the enemy cavalry pretty much dealt with, and that was probably the more major threats at the start of this battle here. So we're going to pull back our own cavalry, taking a fair few losses on these Hungarian hussars over here, but they are only light cavalry, and we did slightly mismanage that, if you ask me. That's okay. But now we can curve round our right flank to really help out with the centre here, and just bring that straight in, make a big old spaghetti line. We can see the enemy cavalry regrouping there, so we may want to charge up with that fairly quickly. Let's return back with our own cavalry here and try and draw them into our skirmishers there. Just give them very quick orders there, no particular formation for that. And if we halt here, we should be able to get them in decent range. Can pretty much fire over that particular hill. So let's get off here, should be okay. Let's just move up a tad because they have halted. Double time it and double check where our cannons are firing. I'm taking them off fire at will. Let's see if we can turn them down this inset over here. Go for these fusiliers, turn them back onto fire at will so they don't hesitate. Yeah, we're dealing with these cavalry absolutely brilliantly, and they are completely shattered now. They will not return to the battlefield there. Thank you very much. Let's source out our own cavalry formation then, walk them up over here. We are tired now though, and very, very tired with our skirmishers, unfortunately. And we can see the enemies starting to manoeuvre some of the militia and some more fusiliers of the line over to us, as well as some of the Swiss grenadiers. Is not going to be very healthy for us at all. What we can do to combat that is actually bring up our foot soldiers over here, our fusiliers. They can double time it, and we can pull back a tad and come round as a pincer with our cavalry there, I think. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Come on, let's just source out our formation here. Give us a better line to face. And bring these just on the top of the hill here. Just source out our formation a tad. Double time it once again so we get into range very nicely there. And this should be a shattered militia group in momentarily. Come on, about face please guys. I don't care about your formation fully, just about face. You see their morale already shattered just from the sight of us, and they are being shot in the backs here, which is excellent. Let's source out our flanks over here. Get our cannons firing on this major group over here. We can see we need to source out some lines over here. We just turn back. We are going to get shots in the back while we're doing this, but it's okay for now. Let's pull up over here and bring our centre to help out as well. Just a thick line at the moment, and bring our general straight up over here to begin with. Help us armour out. Bring our cavalry round to the flank so we don't forget about that. And actually try and get our skirmishers onto their flank a little better there. These are our Hungarian Fusiliers here though, the slightly more elite of our infantry. Look at their tiny morale now. We have tried to rout off the militia there though, fairly handily. But it is these Fusiliers and Grenadiers I'm more worried about, so we will need the cavalry to come in and help with that. So let's double time it once again over here. Come back over, see how this is going. I think we're going to keep these two units. We can't keep those in the rear there. Let's double time that about face over here. Turn round. And we should be okay to help out with that. We turn our cannons over here. Stretch our lines just a tad to help with that. Yeah, we're doing much better over here now. Let's get all of our cavalry in over here, because they are threatening our skirmishers here. And these two units are somewhat inactive. Let's turn these round to help out. Yeah, general's under attack. That's absolutely fine for now. It will just be a stray shot that will get him. We are firing over our own units here, by the way, which is very, very lucky indeed. We have started to rout off these once again. That is the militia. Which way these guys face, and they can't quite figure us out. Let's get them while they are deciding what to do with their formation. Look at that cavalry charge. Gained a chevron of experience as well, and that's going to help with our morale. Excellent. So now we're going to get all of our cavalry in on their flank. Massive cavalry charge there. It is slightly uphill. We are a bit tired, but it is a flanking charge nonetheless. Oh, it's beautiful, beautiful. Oh, you love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Classic encirclement. The power of numbers. There we go. We have fled off there. Brilliant. Excellent. Completely routed that unit there. We'll bring up our skirmishers once again to help you. You may be tired, but the battle's not over just yet, guys. We are going to have to worry about our flank over here, though. That's the problem so far. So we're going to have to bring our cavalry all the way around, I think, to help deal with that. Let's get out anyway. We are only light cavalry, so we're not designed for sustained engagements is what I'm trying to get at. We'll rout down, absolutely shatter these retreating units, and we'll sort out our lines, I think. Let's sort it out one by one so it's a little more accurate there. Excellent. We can come out like that. And we'll sort out this flank. We will take two units over here, our more heavy cavalry, our chevaux-légers. Chevaux-légers over here. And they can come around and hit this particular flanking enemy over here. Getting yet another cavalry charge. But they did see it, so it's not a flanking charge. Trying to counter there. We are still taking friendly fire. So what we're going to do is hammer and anvil that hard. Going to come straight back out. You can see this our Well, these are lancers, but we do have very, very bad morale once again, unfortunately. It's coming once again here. Come right out of their gun range. Yeah, if we curl round over here, that would be very, very nice indeed. Thank you. So it's taking some time to get through the Swiss infantry here. It looks like they've gained a chevron of experience as well. And we're not actually in range over here.
Glorious victory,
yeah, there we go. We have routed off the militia over here. Excellent. Do you see that was militia? They were holding us up over here. 1 unit of militia. It's all it takes. Let's go for these routing units, and it will just be the elite Swiss infantry holding the line now by itself. Those damned heroes, look at them. Oh, poor guys getting shot from everywhere now. And so they bloody should. This is how we're going to have to try and take these battles, is relying on mass numbers and really good cavalry charges. And we're going to turn our cannons to hold fire. It's the slowest cavalry charge because we are now very, very tired. And it is slightly uphill there. That will encourage this group to retreat fully. If we bring the rest of our cavalry around, that should be a done deal. And there we go. Heroic victory, and very heroic, may I add. Looks like we may have lost one particular unit there. I'm going to have to double check that. Let's go out to see our results then. Let's see. Doesn't look like we did lose anything in particular. Interesting. We've got a lot of experience gained on these Jaegers. Look at that. We've come out that much more elite now. We did lose 1.1 thousand troops there, but we have absolutely crushed the enemy there. Absolutely brilliant. And there they go. And I think we'll take the liberty of occupying Munich. Do that. Demand surrender. It is only militia. And we'll peacefully occupy it because we're just that nice. There you go. Excellent stuff. And because we did get the 1,000 income from doing that mission, we do have the money now to upgrade and repair any buildings there. We're absolutely going to take the roads. And this is the problem, you see. If you have no roads, you will have no replenishment. Look at that. You can, for those that don't know this particular game, you'll see how the replenishment rates by a sort of lighter bar. A lighter grey bar is how much it's going to replenish on their numbers there. Can you actually see one? Probably not. I certainly can't. So even though we've taken that, we might have to retreat very quickly back to the boundaries of Vienna over here, just to get our replenishment going a little easier. There isn't actually much in Munich at the moment. We do have a members club which will let us spawn more spies at random. And that is very, very nice indeed. So I think it's time to finally end the turn. And there we go. So we start with a new spy in Austria. Excellent. We should really send them, I think, to help out with the scouting out the Ottomans over here. Because even though we are going to invade it, we don't want to do it blindly. What constructions do we have? 2 markets, excellent, and some mines that will help with our income. Enemy raid over here, that's not a problem, we're half expecting that. Wonder if we can also resolve a battle through that. I'm going to take a gamble and say we can. Yeah, they're going to come out, take a little bit of snow attrition while they're at it. There we go, we'll just also resolve through that. Not a problem there. Just something for us to not have to think about anymore, which is excellent. We have a letter of demands from Bavaria, which means that they are on strike. They absolutely hate us. Resistance to foreign occupation, not a bother there. We will have a rebellion to deal with then over the next couple turns. We do have some more troops in Galicia and Austria, excellent, and that's about it really. Yep, that's the raid we've just looked at, excellent stuff. So what do we want to do over here? Probably, if we upgrade this, it would be a very nice forward base here where we get some slightly experienced units and some decent cavalry out. What's the recruitment like here? Not too bad at all. probably better rather than let these replenish, even though they are 2 chevrons, just to yeah, they are still I think really we're gonna have to remove the Hungarian hussars for now. We can keep them about, they can go straight back to Vienna. Don't have to remove them and completely disband them, but we will try and get some more chevaux-légers over here. And what we're going to do is get a forward spy in Stuttgart. We infiltrate that. Excellent stuff. So we can't see... Oh, we can see. Who is this? Marshal Ney. Okay. That's going to be quite a threatening army there. Interesting. Okay, no worries. The cavalry commander is going to probably be our next battle then, by the looks of it. Let's see what we can do over here. I am going to upgrade our university while we have some money, and we're going to upgrade, I think, there's one more turn until our road's done. What's our income like? 8.2. Trying to think, do we want to get a minor navy going? Really? Might be a good idea. Let's start guessing some... What's the upkeep of this? 174. Yeah, we get a couple 38 gunners coming out, so that will take 3 turns, no worries. So we can start to really think about upgrading our buildings, and I think now that the Tyrol is fine, we're going to start upgrading that. We're going to, in that case, get a manufactory. It's going to give us a bit more wealth. Excellent. We have some mines over here, which is excellent as well. Where do I want to put this particular force? I would love to put them really back into Venice. That's just going to be better for us there. Do want to upgrade the roads in Tyrol as well, and we want to upgrade the logging camp here because that will increase our wealth and reduce the construction cost of any further buildings in this region, and that I think will do it for this turn. So at the next turn we have yet another spy over in Austria. We're going to send this one, if we can get it, we're going to send this one down to Italy. And we do have Mikhail Kutuzov supporting us. You can see the biggest threat, Marshal Ney, has come round. You can tell from his tattered flag that he has taken some losses. I'd be very tempted to take that if we had some better... well, if our troops are replenished at all here. If we had any decent roads, like I've said, that would have been replenished by now, I think. But our construction report is massive because we now have all of the roads and farms upgraded at least once. Got a letter of demands once again and a riot in Bavaria. Do you know what? Might just have to abandon Bavaria. If we let the rebels take it, then that would be some damage done to the French over here. What we can do is take our spy over here and try and sabotage their movement. It's only 34% chance of success, but we'll take it. And it has worked. Excellent. Okay, this is a really good spy here. So what does he actually have in the army? He has some slightly damaged hussars. Those are actually the ones that we let flee from the previous battle. So he also has some chevaux-légers lancers of his own. He has 2 8-pounder artilleries and 1 6-pounder horse artillery, with the rest being grenadiers. Look at that, 18 morale. 18 morale. That is massive. Absolutely massive. We've got 10 less than that on our best units. And they've got 16 morale fusiliers aligned with a little bit of militia in there as well. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get a rebellion on the next turn. Do we want to pull back or chance that Mikhail Kutuzov will take the fight over here? That's the question. If we stand out, guard the bridge over here, we move up a tad closer, we'll have room to retreat if need be. we have sabotaged their movements, so they'll either not be able to move at all or move very minimally here. They won't be able to move very far at all there. Okay, so I think the plan is to pretty much abandon Munich if they do make any advances without the support of the Russians here. Otherwise we can try and keep that and fight off the rebellion there. So what we're going to do otherwise is get back on upgrading our farms. Okay, so with the farms done, we are going to once again try and increase our standing army in Vienna. And what we're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll take 1 unit of them out. We will take out Ferdinand von Österreich there. Just double check Karl Max. Yeah, that's -1 morale. That's really not very good. Maybe we can turn that around when we fight the Ottomans, get him a better trait to help us out there. But we are going to once again start recruiting some more Fusiliers there, and we can finally start taking on the Ottomans. So, let's see how this goes, I think. Well, unsurprisingly, rebellion in Bavaria over here is a massive stack over here. And of course, bloody Mikhail Kutuzov is gone all the way back to Vienna. That is not a good idea at all. So once again, we are going to abandon Munich over here. Not a bother. Let's go all the way back to the mines in Austria over here. And that is absolutely fine. We have a theatre constructed in Bohemia. That's okay. What we're going to do... let's sabotage the army over here once again. Excellent. And we can just move on our spies over to Italy. Get back in over here. Help out with our recruitment a tad. Yeah, look at that replenishment. It's absolutely terrible. Really, really bad. Let's get our roads upgraded once again then. Really, really bad indeed. Okay, so we can't actually see any advancing Ottomans over here, which is excellent for us. What do we want to do over here? We have just a couple slots left. I do want to increase our cavalry, although the Ottomans will likely be using camels, and cavalry aren't necessarily useful against those, but it's not necessarily the camels I want to use my cavalry against. So, we'll let the enemy take Bavaria and see what we fancy over the next turn, I think. But there we go, new nation arises, Bavaria, no problem there at all. What exactly do they have over here? They have a lot of skirmishers. We're going to see if we can go for peace with them. Let's see, Kingdom of Bavaria, excellent stuff, request peace. We'll ask for a trade agreement as well. They've said no, they've said, rarely have they been so insulted. Can we offer a small payment there for it? No, they're not going to go for peace. So looks like Marshal Ney has retreated, but Napoleon himself has come in, and that is going to be rather a bother indeed. I think we're going to take out our spy then. He's gone the most weird way around, but there is no bridge over here, so that's fine. And we're going to try and deal with the Kingdom of Bavaria then. So just by taking Bavaria, rather than, I think we should really have liberated it. That's absolutely fine. Made our vassal as another buffer state. But we got greedy. So we've actually made more problems for ourselves. But we do now have a couple 38 gunners about. And we have a big old construction list, which is excellent. We've got some more farmlands gone through as well. Cool. No worries there at all. Do we want some lancers? I'm looking at these Swiss. They're so bloody good. I think we should get one use of lancers there. And we're going to pull back over here. Very, very nearly replenished over here, so we could try and take this. Ooh, did not sight this. I think we're going to have another battle on our hands, guys. Let's stop their movement. Didn't happen. What do they actually have? Were we able to get in there anyway? No, we're not. So, surrounded by enemies, guys. Our replenishment is still nowhere near good enough over here. We should be able to take on the Italians fairly easily. Their morale is less than ours. But I think we're going to leave us on a cliffhanger there, guys. Surrounded by enemies, fighting on 2 fronts, about to open up a 3rd with the Ottomans. But I think really, since they're not advancing on us, we want to use this army to take on and reinforce Bavaria over here. But we are going to leave it there, unfortunately. That is going to drag on quite some time otherwise. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. I very much enjoyed presenting to you today. I shall see you in the future. Please do check out the community Discord, link in the description below if you do fancy getting on there. So, I've been the Edified Gamer, and I hope all of your nights and days are auspicious. Goodbye.